Before you mentor, you have to learn to be a modern mentor. Welcome to Hack Learning. It's what you can do tomorrow. I'm your host, Mark Barnes, and today we're talking about mentorship, and I'm going to share a method about mentoring from Modern Mentor by Susie Brooks and Matthew Joseph. And I want us to think about this concept I'm going to share, not just from mentor to mentee, but if you are a district leader, if you're a building principal, or even if you're a classroom teacher, how can you take this model and apply it to what you do? And this model I want to share, the authors call LEARN. It's an acronym, L-E-A-R-N. What they say is that to be an effective mentor, you need to always listen, be empathetic, be accountable, be respectful, and be nice. And those keywords in there make up the acronym LEARN. Let me share with you an excerpt from Modern Mentor about LEARN. And as I read this, please listen carefully and try to envision this as a mentor would handle a mentee in a school building. But then take this and apply it to what you do. If you're a principal, if you're a classroom teacher, how can you apply the steps of LEARN to what you do? The LEARN technique from Modern Mentor. Always listen. As a mentor, your first instinct may be to help by telling or showing, but listening will allow you to get to know your mentor more individually. Listen carefully before offering advice. There will be stressful days and days when your mentee will need a pat on the back. Listening allows mentors and mentees to build a relationship and support growth because interactions are genuine. It is essential to ask many questions so you can listen and learn about your mentee before offering any advice or suggestions. Be empathetic. As a mentor, you will have more significant experience and be tasked with the responsibility to support another educator with less experience. Remember what it was like when you were a new educator, which will help you see life through the mentee's eyes. An empathetic and caring relationship will allow individuals to connect and understand when there may be generational or experience differences. Your mentee will have questions and bounce ideas off of you. Empathy will show your interactions are authentic and how you genuinely care for the other person. Be accountable. Show up and step up. Being accountable means staying current in the field and being a lifelong learner. Modeling this kind of accountability is crucial to effective mentoring. You will be looked at as an expert by the new teacher and may seem a little intimidating. Your physical and emotional presence is an essential part in mentoring, as it is in classroom teaching. Knowing you are available will be a safety net for your mentee in building his or her confidence. Be respectful. Respect is the foundation of the mentor and mentee relationship. Respect doesn't happen from day one. It takes time. But two-way respect can be built and earned over time. Respect building can start with merely visiting your mentee's room to say hi. Recognizing the relationship is about you both as a team. A partnership is built on respectful and professional interactions. Your role is not to gain a new friend. It can happen, but it's not a requirement. But to keep the conversation and work focused on what's important, listening and empathy. Be nice. The word nice is often overused, but is vastly underrated. Start with a smile. On those days where we sometimes struggle to be nice, it is still imperative that we show up and serve, and do so with a smile. Your plate might be full, and you may have a class of challenging students this year. Your personal life may be particularly challenging as well, leaving you feeling less nice. Being a mentor does not make you superhuman, but it does require you to have the ability to be nice when you might be feeling less so. We've all heard the phrase, you get more bees with honey than with vinegar. When you start with a smile, it will be simple acknowledgement of their presence and a reminder you are there for them. That was an excerpt from Modern Mentor, Reimagining Mentorship in Education. And in a moment, I want to get back to what I said in the beginning about applying the concept of this acronym LEARN back to your space. Before we do that, I want to remind you to get over to 10publications.com. This is our new website. It's completely rebuilt from our old Hack Learning site. Hack Learning still has a major presence on the site. The podcast archive is there, all of our books, blog, and everything else that you've come to love. It has been rebuilt, and it's beautiful. It's more user-friendly, easy to navigate, and everything is there. What I really love about the new 10publications.com site is our books archive. When you go there, you see every book that Times 10 Publications has done, and you can click into those. And what's fantastic is you'll find content from the authors. Oftentimes there'll be a video there so you can get to know them, and you can scroll down to the bottom of the page and you can actually look inside the books right there. No leaving the page to do that. It's all there for you. Check it out today. Let us know what you think. Go over to the blog, leave a comment. I'm really looking forward to what you think of the new 10publications.com. I want to get back to discussing mentorship, and we're using the new Modern Mentor, Reimagining Mentorship in Education by Susie Brooks and Matthew Joseph as the foundation of today's discussion. And I shared with you the LEARN model. That's the acronym LEARN, L-E-A-R-N. Always listen, be empathetic, be accountable, be respectful, and be nice. And I asked you to think about this not only from mentor-mentee relationships, but from your own space. What can you do to apply this back to your building, your district, or even your classroom? And I think you'd have to agree this is applicable to all of those spaces. If I'm a district leader, a principal, or a teacher, listening is so important. Not only do I need to listen and hear my staff or my students, but I also have to teach them how to listen as well. And that will create a wonderful relationship built on listening. It'll improve everything you're doing as a leader or as a teacher. Think about empathy. In the book, the authors talk about empathizing with a mentee and remembering back to when you were in that place. The mentor relationship is one of an typically experienced, creative, innovative educator working with someone who's new. If we apply this back to our space, we need to think from that position of the person who's new, whether that be a staff member, a new principal if I'm a senior administrator, or a student if I'm a teacher, maybe new to my subject, new to my grade, new to my space, new to me. And I have to be empathetic and show them that I understand where they're coming from because I've been there. And if we can do that, we'll start at a marvelous place, which will make us all better. The authors of Modern Mentor talk about accountability. They say show up and step up. And I just love that. It's one of my favorite statements in the entire book. This idea that when we're accountable, we're there. And you know, if you're a building leader, if you're a classroom teacher, your staff, your students, they expect you to show up and to step up when people know you're there, especially kids. If you're a teacher, when a kid knows they can count on you, you're going to be there. You're going to feel for them. You're going to be vulnerable, empathetic. They're going to want to be in your space because they'll feel safe. Be respectful. The authors say that respect is the foundation of the mentor-mentee relationship. Isn't it too the foundation of the relationship a senior administrator has with building principals, a principal has with her teachers, and a teacher has with students? Don't we tell them almost from day one that we expect that they will be respectful, and we also want to be respectful of them? This creates that partnership that the authors talk about. And it's important in the professional world, but it's also important in our classrooms. If we can teach our kids respect and we can show them respect and model that respect for them, we earn their trust. And that goes hand in hand with respect. And this can be challenging, but it's so important to achievement. And the last part of that LEARN acronym was be nice. And I like how the authors talk about how it's often overused, but it's still underrated, this idea of being nice. I know when I was a classroom teacher in my early going, when I didn't have a mentor, I wasn't nice. In fact, I remember someone telling me that, you don't have to be your students' friends. Go in there and show authority. Let them know that it's your way. And I would say that. It's my way or the highway. What terrible things for kids to hear. If you're a teacher and you heard a school leader say, it's my way or the highway, you wouldn't feel very embraced. You wouldn't feel comfortable. You wouldn't feel safe. You'd feel like people were always watching. And that's a feeling that no one really wants. Be nice in your space no matter what the relationship is. Smile. I mean, think about that. It's a simple thing to do, but we often don't think about it. We get caught up, as the author suggests, in our own lives and the things that may be going wrong. But the successful school leaders, principals, teachers, mentors, which we all are, can be nice even when they don't feel so nice. This is the Learn model from Modern Mentor, Reimagining Mentorship and Education. You can find it over at 10publications.com. Click over to the books page and scroll right down. You can look inside. You can see a video from the author there. We're very excited about our new site, 10publications.com. And I hope that you will go over to Twitter at #HackLearning, also #LeadForward, because this is a Lead Forward series book. Let us know what you think about mentorship in your space and who you're mentoring and how you're doing it, and if you're using this Learn model. Appreciate you listening to the Hack Learning Podcast. See you next time.